Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial. Today's tutorial is going to be part number 11 in my Making Snake and Ncurses tutorial series. Today we're going to be doing collision detection, and this is pretty much going to be, I think, the second to last tutorial in this series. So yeah, at this point we're just detecting whether or not the snake has hit something like itself or a wall. And then in the next tutorial we're going to be doing the scoring. So I'll try to do that all in one video. Might turn into two videos, but I think it's just going to be one more video. So. If you guys like this video, consider giving me a thumbs up, subscribing down below if you want to see these videos right as they come out. If you have any questions, comments, leave those down below. I try to respond to all of them. And if you guys want to consider supporting this channel a little bit more, I have a PayPal donate button down below. Every little bit helps. Couldn't do this without you guys, so really appreciate your support. And let's just get started. So, today we're going to be editing three files. We're going to be editing board.hpp, snakegame.hpp, and the main.cpp file. So first off, what we're going to do is in our board.hpp file, we're going to add a new method called getCharAt. What this is going to allow us to do is it's going to allow us to grab a character from the board at a specific position. Now this is important because in order to detect what, so like, you know, the snake's moving along, and, you know, maybe I'll just show you on the actual game here. So make and run main. So what we need to do is we need to be able to detect, okay, at the next position, is there another snake piece? Is there a wall? That kind of thing. So in order to do that, we're going to create this function called, method called getCharAt, and that belongs in the board class because the board's responsible for the view, for everything in the view, for basically the board is the window. So that's why we would put this method within the board class. So this is actually a pretty simple method. It's going to return a char type like that. It's going to be called getCharAt. It's going to take two parameters, y and x, and within it, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Ncurses at all, but one of the functions to get a character within a window is the inch function. Nchar, input character, I think it stands for. It's a weird name, inch. I just think inch feet. But so we're going to be using a variation of inch called moveWinch. So this basically moves to a specific position within a window and then gets a character from that position. So the window we're going to be looking at is the board win here. So board win, and then the positions we're going to give it are the y and the x we were passed in. And so we're just going to return that value. So essentially this is just going to return whatever position or whatever character is at position yx within board win, our board. So that simple function. Now that that's out of the way, we can get started actually building on the logic here we had before for handling next piece. So right now we're using this as a switch statement where we're checking, okay, have we hit the apple? If we haven't hit the apple, we want to add basically make the tail of the snake empty and add a new piece to the front of the snake. So that's what this logic is. Again, if you haven't seen the last tutorial, go check those out first. Otherwise, this isn't going to make any sense. So we're actually going to update this to, instead of being an if statement, we're going to make it a switch statement because we're handling multiple cases. So a switch statement makes a little bit more sense here. So first off, around the switch statement, we're going to add an if statement. So maybe this is a little bit, it doesn't look great, but this is the best way I can think of to do it simply. So around the switch statement, we're going to add an if statement that says if apple is not equal to null. So only if the apple exists already do we want to do this switch statement. Otherwise, we're just going to jump down here to the board add and then snake add piece. So the switch statement is going to be on board.getCharAt. And it's what we're gonna get the char of is the next get y and next get x. So essentially, what this is saying is we're gonna get the next position of the snake, and we're gonna get the character at that next position, and we're gonna switch on that. So we're basically checking, okay, that next head that the snake has. We're checking what's at that next head position, and we're going to put some cases in here to check for what's there. So the first case I'm going to check for is A. So this is the case if the next position has the apple. So that's going to be the same as this here. So if we've reached the apple, we want to destroy the apple. So that's what we're going to throw in here. So we want to say destroy apple, like that. Oh, yeah, then it's going to format it, make it look all nice. So the next case we want to check for, we want to check to see if it's a blank spot. So if it's a blank spot, that means basically normal execution, and we're going to do what's in this if statement right here. So let's grab that, throw it in here, and throw a break down at the bottom. So that already takes care of the two basic cases. And now finally we can check for collisions. So a collision, how do we check for that? Because it can be a few different things. It could be the sneak piece. It could be a wall. Well, simple enough. We already have the only other two cases. The last case for a collision can just be the default. Because basically everything else is a collision. If it's not a blank space and it's not the apple, it's a collision. So in the case of the collision, let me just throw a break in there. I don't think we really need a break on the default statement, but I'm just going to throw one in. So in the case of a collision, we're just going to set game over equal to true, like that. And that's it. I think that's all we need to do. So we can delete this if statement down here because we kind of moved it up into the switch statement. And now again, just to kind of go over what we've done here, we're basically checking to see if the apple is equal to null. If it's not equal to null, meaning we have an apple, we want to basically run as usual. Otherwise, it basically means we're in the initialization state and we just want to add the pieces without doing any sort of checks. All right, I think that's it for now. We're gonna make and run this. Oh, jump to case level default. Oh, right. So there's one weird thing in C++ where you can't define variables within a case statement unless you throw some curly brackets or curly braces, whatever you want to call them, around it like that. So that'll fix that. We could also take these definitions and throw them up here before the switch statement. Preference, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to do that for now because I think that's cleaner and it keeps all the logic in one place. So we can make and run, and now you'll see it's running as expected. Let's just make sure we can eat an apple. Yep, we ate the apple. We have 5 pieces now, and the apple moved, so that's what we're expecting. We can eat the apple again, and I'll keep doing that. So, but now, if we run into ourselves, game ends. So that's what we're expecting. Game over. And if you remember in our main here, basically we're looping until game is over. So as soon as we set this game over value here, the game ends at the end of that loop. So that's what's going on there. And the same should happen if we run into the wall there. Game just ends. Let me just do a clear here. All right, so we've handled collisions. The only other thing I kind of want to do here is, moving forwards, I'm going to make the board size a little bit smaller. I don't know. It's a little big for a standard snake board. I think they're usually a little bit smaller, so I'm going to make it like 12. So we'll see how that looks. Yeah, so that's a little bit more of a standard game board size, I think. And then we're just going to add a basic game over statement, game over message now. So this is just going to be once the game exits, we're going to output some stuff to the terminal saying, oh, good job, or oh, snake game is over, or something. So what we'll do is we'll do std cout game over. For now, we're just going to do that. I think once we add in the scoring, which will be in the next tutorial, we'll have it output, oh, you got this many points, good job, or something. Oops. So maybe I'll just say snake. Nah, I'll just leave it like that. Simple enough. You can make it however you want. Again, I'm just kind of giving you guys an idea of how you would go about doing this. And line is not a member of stds. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I have to add include the headers here. So include. Wow, it's been a long time. IOStream. It's been a long time since I've actually had to add IOStream. So make and run. Now, running as usual, and it says game over. Cool. All right, so that's pretty much it for this tutorial. I hope you guys liked it. Again, if you did, consider giving me a thumbs up, subscribing down below so you get these videos right as they come out. And again, if you want to, well, if you have any questions, leave a comment. Again, I respond pretty much right away if I can. And if you guys want to support the channel a little bit more, I've got that PayPal button, donate button down below. Really appreciate all your support and your help, and I hope you guys are having a good day. I'll see you in the next tutorial.